Welcome, Gen X Grown-Up Podcast listeners, to this special edition of the Gen X Grown-Up Podcast. Before we get into what makes it so special, I am John. Joining me, as always, is Mo.
Hey, everybody.
And George is here.
Hello, people.
And from Drawn and Paneled, Jason is here.
Hey, everybody.
How'd he get in here?
Well,
I crawled in through the vent.
Well, I had the door cracked a little bit, so he snuck in. So it is Saturday, late afternoon, early evening, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We're old. It's late evening.
It's late.
Yeah, we had dinner 3 hours ago.
The Blue Plate Special starts at 6.
Right.
We're running late. We are at Lake City, Florida. We're in Lake City.
Yeah.
We have attended day 1 of 2 days of InfinityCon, year 6,
Woohoo!
2019.
Yay!
We talked about InfinityCon last week when we were at Pensacon, that we were looking forward to InfinityCon.
Yeah, we were. Then we got here.
And then we got here, right? And now we're not looking forward to it. We're here. We're doing it.
It's no more. It's not looking forward anymore.
We're looking at where it is.
Hey, it says we're live.
That's good.
We're live?
This is only our second attempt at a live podcast. And
We're still trying to figure it
and
out.
so far, Mo has not yet played it full blast on his phone, so we're doing okay.
That's okay. I'm about
I've
to
learned
right
not
now.
to touch that.
Jason
so.
will take. Yeah, George is going to do it for us. Okay, good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So, of course, we will. We're watching the live chat and monitoring, and we will listen for your questions and inquiries about InfinityCon. But so we have some topics that we want to talk about right off the bat.
First, maybe we should start off with what InfinityCon is.
Go for it, George. Do it up.
Oh, I didn't suggest that I need to do it. I was just saying
I wholeheartedly endorse you doing it.
The
I
royal
second
we.
that.
All right, so InfinityCon is a 2-day convention in Lake City, Florida. It's a pop culture event, so it's comic books, trivia. They have a couple of artists. Bob Layton is the noted guest here this weekend.
Right.
He was a key figure on
Yep.
Iron Man and Ant-Man, those series.
That's if you're a comic book person.
If you're a comic book person, you know who Bob Layton is. We also saw Eddie Munster, the original actor who played
That's
Eddie
right.
Munster. He was here. And then it's a lot of other stuff, including a bunch of rain, I would say.
There's a lot of rain. A lot of
Yeah.
rain. Yeah, I think probably the rain had a deleterious effect on attendance for
Deleterious.
most of the day.
Right?
I'm sorry, deleterious?
Not in this hotel room. You gotta leave that outside.
Deleterious is your bonus word for the day.
All right, it sucks.
Sorry.
The rain really sucked.
It did suck. Yeah, it was so this morning it was overcast. It was kind of like, kind of rainy. And then by like late afternoon, it was just downright pouring.
Yeah.
It was. I felt so bad for those people out there. I walked out
So
all the food's out there.
There are people outside.
The food vendors.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
all the
just
food vendors.
outside, this is at the National Guard Armory here in Lake City.
Right.
And just outside, they had, like tarps, what do you call it? Like those big stand-up tent
yeah,
things.
the pop-up
Pavilion
tents.
things,
Yeah, pavilion dealies. And like all the food vendors were out there, a couple food trucks, and a couple of even vendors, I think. were
Actually,
was a couple.
actually, the LARP people.
That's right,
were
the
out
LARP
there.
people.
Well, they weren't really because it was raining.
Right.
The live-action role players, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pouring.
Yeah.
It was like a cow pissing on a flat rock out there. It was raining sideways.
Again, so deleterious. And now the cow pissing on a flat
Trying to
rock.
appeal to all levels.
You've seen that, right? It's everywhere.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Hey, Comic Book Nostalgia has joined us in the chat. How's it going?
What up?
Said, what up, brother? Nice.
Yep.
So the thing is that, and the real shame of it is that the food vendors I thought were really good this year. At least
Okay.
Okay.
So that was Mo's opinion. Mo's
let me
opinion
scratch
does
back.
not
Let me-
reflect the opinion of those at Gen X Grown-Up.
Let me take a step back.
It might have been hit or miss.
My sandwich was okay.
You got the pita sandwich from
Right.
the...
Yeah,
like a hero.
The gyro, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mo said he had the lamb and the hero, and it wasn't bad.
I did not say that. No, I did not. I did not say that. John said that. No, it was okay. It was all right. The coffee place was awesome. Until they
That
closed
coffee
down.
place was awesome.
It was.
Ringing
Yeah.
endorsement.
Well, I think one of our Gen X Grown Up interns, he got some food called Dragon Balls.
Yes.
From the
Yes.
same place that Mo got his
Yeah.
hero.
So it was something wrapped in
It was a
beef,
meatball,
meatball
wrapped in
baked
onion,
onion.
onion,
bacon.
then wrapped in
Bacon.
bacon, deep fried.
Covered in barbecue sauce.
covered in barbecue
Woo!
sauce.
Dragon Balls.
Yep. And the guy liked saying the word balls.
did.
I don't know why. He just
Yeah.
Why else would you name them Dragon Balls?
he kept saying it. He says, "Who wants their balls hot?"
Well, and it was
I mean, I'm serious. That's like I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, does this ever get... It must get old
And
at some point.
that vendor was a medieval fair kind of guy, so it was Dragon Balls. The chicken fingers were dragon toes, which was...
Oh, were they?
Yeah. The burger, it was like dragon snout or rump or
Yeah,
something.
I have a feeling he has a separate menu he puts up for
I
other
would
events.
think so.
Yeah.
Comic book nostalgia says that sounds really good. Yum. Well,
So
it's
what
deep
did you
fried
have for
bacon.
food
What do you
that
want?
was like a problem?
So what I had was, I had the dragon toes, the chicken tenders.
Wait.
and
How do you
French
mess
fries.
up chicken tenders?
The chicken tenders were okay. They were frozen, deep fried, standard fare,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The French fries, however, I've never seen this done. I had 2 French fries that were somehow stuck together when they went into the oil. You know, the starch and everything.
Frozen, yeah.
They never separated in the oil.
Huh.
And so when I pulled them apart, the 2 sides that were connected from the 2 different fries were completely fucking raw. I've never seen that happen with a French fry in my life.
Do you know how much skill it takes to do that?
Well,
It was actually intentional. You didn't know about that?
I guess. I mean, I was totally shocked by it. It was really weird. It was what it was, but
Yeah.
I won't eat there tomorrow.
Right.
I'll be bringing in
Right.
food,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It took some balls to serve that food to somebody, I guess.
Marcus in the chat, he's like, you don't like Dragon Balls?
If I'd have had the Dragon
I think
Balls...
it would have been
maybe.
better than the Dragon Toes, maybe.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the French fries were called. Dragon entrails? I don't know.
Raw, whatever they
They
were.
were, and that was the other
Dragon
thing, too.
sushi.
So you know, like when you get a French fry that's cooked properly, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Right.
No, limp and soft. That's bad in every
Oh
single.
my
No,
God.
nobody. We're gonna let that one go.
Oh my, we have to, right?
Putting the kibosh on that one.
That's just way too
Okay.
easy. Way too easy.
Well, let's talk more about the inside of the con
Yeah.
where it was prepared properly.
and
Unlike
dry,
the
and dry,
fries.
most
And
importantly.
dry.
Yeah,
I'm going to
dry.
say first of all, the people who run InfinityCon, they are great with their vendors
Yes.
and they are very well organized. For a small convention, they do it right.
I totally agree.
I
totally
absolutely-
agree.
absolutely.
I
There
was,
wasn't any of the havoc or chaos that you saw.
No, it was like
Pretty
smooth.
orderly, yeah.
I was the first one to arrive this morning. I saw David, one of the guys who runs it, and
Sorry, just
sorry, we're laughing at Marcus. You don't like limp and soft Dragon Balls? I said there was a kibosh on that, Marcus. Now,
You're not paying attention.
oh, he doesn't. I don't follow your rules. So so I was the first one there, and he saw my shirt. I said, "Hey, David, I'm John." He's like, "Oh yeah," and he started peeling off badges like they were
Right.
money off the tapes, making it rain with badges. He's like, "Here's your exhibitor badges and your press badges." He fixed us right up. He escorted me personally over to the table. So here's your stuff, and it was all ready and good to go. There was no what's going on. The power was there. It just
Yeah.
I if I could go to this kind of con all the time with this kind of attention, regardless of size,
Right.
Oh man, home free. It's
Yeah.
fantastic for vendors.
Like, I hope that at some point they get to the size of a Pensacon. Now, not in that venue, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
But there are other venues here in Lake City
Yep.
that they apparently have worked at that are bigger, that can house a bigger con.
Crank it up.
If
And,
they can...
and all indoor.
And all indoor.
And all indoor.
Yeah. But they could... I think that the way that they organize a convention is one of my favorite conventions to be at, either as a guest, as we are, or as just a person coming to attend the
Yeah, that's
event.
what, I agree.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were really catering to the exhibitors and vendors and the people coming in. Like he was really trying to take care of everybody.
Yeah,
which I liked.
yeah.
Yeah, some personal touch
Super
there.
friendly, too. Like, always a smile on his
Mm-hmm.
face. I mean...
Yeah, you think after this be a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be stressed out.
Like,
you know?
I wasn't running the thing, and I was ready to shoot a couple of people, and he
I
was
can't imagine the
perfectly
work that he
smooth.
puts into this. Yeah.
Hey, as long as we have to put up a little pavilion tent thing.
Oh,
That's-
we'll get...
Anyway, let's
We'll
move
get
on.
to that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
So let's talk about our booth, our table, our booth, whatever you want
Sure.
to call it. So we're actually splitting space. George, you coordinated with some of the Drawn and Paneled sponsors, friends, whatever, over
Yeah.
at Scout Comics. So let's tell us how
Absolutely.
that came about and what we're doing.
Yeah, so the president of Scout Comics, James Hake, he and I have been talking for a little while, and we said, hey, you know, I'd be happy to run a table for Scout Comics at some of the conventions that you guys can't make it to. Now, they're at another convention this weekend that's down in Fort Lauderdale.
But it's like a big
They're in like
bigger-
Fort Myers, right? Is that what I heard?
That's where they're localized.
Right, and
yes.
so, yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're at a convention down in Fort Lauderdale this weekend. It's a little bit more comic-centric and a bigger convention. So they're at that. They couldn't obviously be at this one, so they said, okay, here, let me send you $500 worth of trade paperbacks and posters and hats and T-shirts and all, and you set up a booth. Talked with the people at InfinityCon. They were super nice, and they set us up with a 10x10 booth, which is a little bit larger than
Yep,
you would
yep.
get at like a MegaCon or a Pensacon or anything like
hey,
that.
we're stepping all over everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
the space.
really nice, and they said, okay, just sell what you can sell. They set me up with a Square account that has all the inventory in it already. So all I have to do is check out the stuff, put in the price, and done. Really good people. They have a lot of great titles, a lot of great books.
Yeah. I mean, it's
a lot of good stuff.
It's like not hard to want to sell those because I think they're high quality.
They are. Scout Comics for independence is top of the line as far as quality is concerned. They're really, I mean, they don't have the sales volume of like an Image or a Dark Horse, but they've been around for 30 years now. But for an up and coming, they
for originality,
right? And they've had a lot of books optioned already for movie and TV deals.
Absolutely,
which I'm hoping they do.
Yeah, I hope those actually get produced. I know at least one is going to be the first story of Amazing Stories, the new season that's being done by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
It's a book called The Rift, which is not a Scout book, but the guy who created The Rift is now a Scout writer.
Oh, okay,
so it's kind of under the umbrella for Scout.
Oh, well, good for him.
And in exchange for doing that, he's like, hey, and you guys can promote GenXGrownup on a side of the table. So,
Yes.
So we probably have 25%, 30% of the table, and the rest is all Scout all around the side. And so we got set up there. We got our banners and stuff. I see Marcus asking, you guys send out any pics or vids. We sent out a couple of pictures on Facebook.
But not much.
Not a whole lot, but we will. We'll probably do some more tomorrow.
Sure.
And we should have earlier. We frankly, I've had such a good time talking to people that I wasn't like ever bored. Like, well, let's take a damn picture. It's like
the day went fast.
It did really go
the
fast.
day was fast.
Yeah, we
got
got
like Megacon seemed like the day lasted forever.
Yep.
And we had a different experience with that as well because, like, so John, you came over last night.
Yep.
Right? But the rest of us, Jason, myself, and Mo, we all drove from our respective cities early this morning and got here about an hour before the convention started. So it was getting everything set up, bringing stuff in from different places, getting it in place. I thought it went pretty smooth, and the table did well. People were very engaged. We jumped up in some subscribers today.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah. A lot of
And they're
people.
quality subscribers, I think.
It wasn't like...
Like the ones that aren't going to unsubscribe like the second they get home.
Nobody seemed to subscribe under duress.
Like we didn't have to do
people
the
that
hard
seemed
sales.
interested. No.
We did offer free candy, though.
Yeah, I started talking,
We
and
always
then,
offer free
and then there
candy.
was they're like getting their phone out already. I'm like,
Right.
all right, yep. And Marcus says the walk around with the gimbal from last year's MegaCon was cool. All right, well, we can do a walk around.
Yeah.
That won't be too tough.
Marcus, just for you.
Just for Marcus, we can do the gimbal walk around. I think that should be easy.
Wait, do you walk around? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well, and
Walk around. Walk around.
Walk. Just make sure.
That's all Marcus is. That's the only kind of around Marcus is getting.
Got it.
we probably should do that anyway because it'll be part of the convention coverage
Yep.
and stuff. We just today was a little hectic. I think not because in a bad way, but hectic in that we got there and immediately there were people at the table.
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
people wanting to talk
Yeah.
and people coming over to us and everything.
Yeah.
So
We had some more challenges when we started that we'll talk about in a minute.
Sure.
But while we're talking about Drawn and Paneled, I want to talk about a first for the Drawn and Paneled
Oh my
crew.
god.
Yes.
George and Jason hanging out at the table, and somebody walks up. Tell us the
did.
story.
Well, so we were sitting there at the table, like you said, and we had just finished setting up the trade paperbacks for Scout and everything, and we were just doing our little chit-chat amongst ourselves. And a couple of people walked up and they said, hey, I see GenXGrownup. Are you guys the ones who do Drawn and Paneled as well? And they were talking to me. I was like, yes, actually. I'm
Oh,
the
I
host of
thought
Drawn
you
and Paneled.
denied it at first.
No. And I said, yes, I'm the host, and I pointed over to Jason. Jason's my co-host. They're like, great. We listen to Drawn and Paneled all the time when we commute from Georgia to Tallahassee.
Boom!
To
Fan,
go to work.
IRL.
And I was like, really?
Groupies!
They're like, we thought you were younger. No.
No, they were really sweet.
they were very
there was
nice
a couple
people. Yeah, they
very
were very
nice.
nice.
They actually bought one of the trades for
did.
Scout, which was great.
They're like,
And-
Jason, you sound taller on the radio.
But they were really good people, really
No,
nice.
absolutely.
It was
Yeah,
the
they were
first
nice.
time that somebody singled, drawn, and paneled out from the GenXGrownup family.
So, Jason, what was that like for you to have somebody that... So you've been doing this show with George, and you joined us here on GXG, several months back, and to have somebody at the convention come up and go, I know what you're doing, and I like it.
That was awesome. I was talking to you guys, and I saw George selling the Scout stuff, so I walked over there to provide backup, and I got the introduction, and I was like, oh, wow. And
In case they were going to badmouth me or something, Jason was there with a smackdown.
He had your back.
I had your back. No, and when I found out they were Drawn and Panel fans, I was like, wow, because I had done a podcast before and nobody came up to me and said, oh, I love your stuff. So this was a good thing.
So now this is better.
And yeah, so it was the highlight of the day.
I'm sure it wasn't because they didn't love your stuff. They just didn't find you at a convention.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
So
They looked, couldn't find them.
Yeah, so this actually, I'm glad we're talking about it because that was my highlight. So I'm going to leave now.
It's all downhill.
Sorry, you stick around.
It's all downhill.
But
It's all about me and George.
Right. No, it was really nice.
It was cool. It was
getting
cool.
to meet people who actually listen to something that you conceptualized and created and produced and put out there in the world. That's awesome. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, John, we had something similar, right? Someone came and talked to you who was like, "Oh, YouTube."
I did. Yeah, here's Marcus saying, now it's Jason from the top rope.
Right. From the last
Right, the last live stream,
Yeah.
they were talking about George was putting the smackdown to somebody in the autograph line.
I've got some smackdowns from this one too, but
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we had a similar. I think when we did the look ahead for this convention, somebody commented and found us in the comments. Toasted Comedy as a screen name. And he says, "Oh, I look forward to seeing you there." I'm like, "Okay, maybe." And he showed up. So a new guy who just met us through our preview of Infinity Con that came out last week, I think. I showed up. He said, "Hey, I commented on your video," and I'm like, "It's always cool to see people." And even the guys who are sitting next to us, we'll talk about later. They're like, "This is like sitting next to people from the radio." It's like we saw your coverage from last year when you guys did a road trip, and we listened to your podcast. And it's like sitting next to the radio station people.
Yes. It was really nice to be recognized. I mean, we did the whole convention circuit for a year last year.
Right. Yeah.
We ended up with Dragon Con was kind of the last one, round about the end of September, beginning of October.
Yep.
Now we're coming back around through these conventions, and people are like, I remember you from last year. I've been listening to your stuff. I've been watching your YouTube channel.
Because didn't we see you at True Gamers in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Somebody came up and was like,
Wow, that was a off. I would have thought of that one.
Right, that's a real deep track.
That's a very odd Venn diagram there.
Well, especially because you're thinking about those two conventions, Infinity Con and True Gamers. Like, how did those circles ever get together except for that one guy?
Yeah, it's North Florida. Oh, well, that's fine.
It's a Venn
hey,
diagram.
MC Murr is here. He says, "Hey, welcome to the live stream. We are here at Infinity Con 2019 in Lake City, Florida.
Year 6.
Yeah, we've been here all day Saturday. We're back again tomorrow on Sunday, and we were doing a recap of how the show is going. Anybody who's in the North Florida, South Georgia area,
it's worth a day trip.
It's worth a day trip.
Absolutely.
You can see everything in a day, and I think tomorrow... Often Sundays are not huge. I think because of the rain today,
tomorrow's going to be bigger.
Sunday could be much better than an average Sunday because people that kind of put it off and didn't come might decide to show
and
up.
The rates are extremely reasonable. It's like $13 a day or something like that. $20 for the weekend.
And I think Sunday's only 10 maybe.
Is Sunday only 10?
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean, but worst case, it's not going to cost you more than $12-15.
Ridiculous value for what they put on at this convention. They do panels.
Yes.
Like
real panels.
Yeah, like real panels.
Because my daughter, she actually went and did a cosplay, looked at the panel where the person was showing like techniques and stuff.
Right.
And she said it was more like a workshop that she was able to go
which
to
is really nice because you don't see that often at the big conventions.
Right, because it's less presentation and more hands-on talking.
And she was talking to somebody, and she's like, "Oh, I'm trying to do this," and the person was she spent the full hour plus over there. I mean, she thought it was great.
MC Murr says, "You guys are rock stars." I suppose in the sense that we're on the road a lot and staying in crappy hotels. Yes, yes, we are exactly. Captain Retro, what's up, fellas? Hey, Cap, thanks for joining us. That's fantastic. Murr says Captain is also a rock star, on the road in crappy hotels.
That totally diminishes us being rock stars.
That's right. Wow.
That was rude.
Just joking.
Mo's getting all
Now
crazy.
he's coming off the top rope.
Well, I thought we were special. But Murr's making everybody a rock star.
If everybody's special, nobody's special.
Exactly. That's my point.
You're really against participation trophies, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
So when we first arrived, we were lacking a table. They didn't have a spare table for us.
Yeah, it's a 10 by 10 booth, and traditionally you expect 2 tables
Had the
for
corner.
that, but they just did
We didn't
one
have an
table,
extra.
which was fine.
Yeah.
So we sent Mo on a little bit of a journey. We said,
God.
"Hey, Mo, we kind of need a table. There's a Walmart right up the road, and maybe a chair as well." But I would just say that it's not just a Walmart. This is a Lake City Walmart. So
I mean, it was I'm not a Walmart fan. Everyone knows this, but I was like, take one for the team.
took one for the team. I'll go anyway.
I don't want to drive 60 miles to Target, so. And it was fine. I mean, I got everything we needed. The only problem I had was at checkout, where I did the self-checkout line, and the person ahead of me was just like stuck or stumbled. I'm sitting there waiting, trying to figure what the hell is going on. And it turns out that she didn't know you need to scan the barcodes. She was trying to scan the labels.
Like the item name?
The name,
Yeah.
wow.
Lord.
Right, look like it's Bixby Vision.
Yeah.
Hold it up there.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, how did you get to this part of your life? How did you get this? You drove here. Oh my God.
You have a license. Well, maybe she rode the bus.
Yeah.
You don't know. She might have rode the bus.
So Captain Retro's blown his own horn. He's played at the Georgia Dome, jammed with the Marshall Tucker Band. He's the only actual rock star.
All right.
You know, we're not going to bore you with our credentials and where we've played, so we'll just let you believe that. That's
No. I have to give him.
All I'm going to say,
give him props.
I'm just going to say 2 words: Weird Al.
You played with Weird Al? Good job.
I'm just saying 2 words. That's it. Said I wasn't saying anything.
So Marcus said Mo not impressed and told Facebook all about it. Did you? On Facebook?
Oh yeah.
Did you drop the hammer?
I don't know. It just amazes me. People still amaze me.
John had a comment that I hadn't heard before, but I thought was probably appropriate for this area. He said, "There's probably more underbelly at this Walmart."
Oh, wow.
Oh, terrible.
There was some underbelly. That's true.
Yeah,
there was. And it's not as nice as side boob, but it's like it. It's similar.
Oh, man.
It's similar but different.
Oh wait. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the people across from us.
Well, okay. Well, that's an easy
All
way
right,
to get
so,
into
so part of
real
setup.
natural segue right there.
I'm trying to get us off the whole side
So
boob
we're
thing.
we're still talking about setup.
Yes.
So we arrived bright and early at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Before they
opened.
opened.
And across from us diagonally, there's this other booth that's, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It had some stuff laying on the table. It had this
with those fold-up
canopies in a bag and nobody there.
Yeah.
And there was 10, and there was 11, and it was 12, 15, and then people started showing up.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. What was weird was I saw not people, but every now and then I would take a look over the table and there'd be a new item on the table.
Right, something else has appeared.
And I'm like, how the hell did that get there? Where did the people go?
Very sneaky.
And we were, because you're expecting everybody to be set up and ready at 10 o'clock. So, really cool, expected, a whole bunch of stuff. But, no, it was like stealth setup.
Well,
until. Until.
Rachel just joined. She said dragon food poisoning. Rachel, you're just joining us. We are here in Lake City, Florida, look at the Infinity Con 2019. And we talked a little bit earlier about the Dragon Balls. Yes. That was quite a topic of contention.
And the limp dragon fries.
Limp dragon fries, yeah.
Yeah. Which I think was still intentional.
So they finally showed up, and it's time to set up the canopy.
Oh, good Lord.
God.
These guys have never set up a canopy as far as I can tell.
By the way, I found out when we get into it, you guys will understand. I found out who one of the people was.
There.
He wasn't there for that table.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So, and the best was when you pulled up the Benny Hill music. So
the problem is these guys. It's like they were trying to put. Hey, Kenneth Waller's here. Hey, man, thanks for being here. So they were trying to put up the thing, and first they put it as tall as they could make it
before
expanding it out. And so now they're reaching as high. You can't see me. I'm miming reaching up high,
and neither person was over 5'10".
Trying to get the canvas tarp thing or whatever attached.
And they're like 5'10", and the one guy, his sweatpants are coming down.
That was a bet going.
That was a bet, right? Whether the canopy went up or the pants went down first.
And it's a sucker bet. The pants are half down now. That's not a problem.
Then I was thinking, okay, how long until somebody gets decapitated or loses?
Yeah, we had over and under on different appendages being lost.
Because these people, how long did it take for me to get?
It was at least a good hour.
No, it was longer than that.
It might have been.
It was longer than that.
MC Murr's ducking out for dinner. We'll see him in a little while. Captain Retro is asking, is Buzz Lightyear at the con, or has he left for Beyond already? So you're not the first to make that pun. I saw somebody with a shirt today that said "To Infinity Con and Beyond."
Yeah,
on their shirt.
That might be one of their shirts. That
you think so? Maybe
I
so.
think so.
It was kind of off center, so I wasn't sure. But yeah.
But so they finally got
sort of. So they finally got it up. They had a stormtrooper helping them at one point, and we were over there. Like Mo said, I cranked up my phone. I loaded yakety sax, the Benny Hill music down, because it was that kind of clown car activity.
They had the
on.
people at the booth next to them helping them as well, and
for a while they gave up.
They just gave up.
I mean, I was watching someone pull on a corner and pull the whole thing, and the other person pull on the other corner and pull it back, and then it was but it was
well. There's one point, John, later on after it was up and they were doing something else to it. John was like, "I'm gonna go help him." I'm like, "No, this is what we get to watch all day."
Yeah, this is entertainment.
So when it finally got all the way up, we all gave him a round of applause.
Yeah, everybody did, and it still wasn't upright.
It wasn't quite right. but
No.
yeah, well.
And then they left early.
So the guy, pants down guy,
Yeah.
he didn't have anything to do with that booth. He might have just known those people. He's running the Smash Brothers tournament.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually
right.
doing a really good job with that. My son,
Well, stick with your skills.
said he was doing a good job with it. But
Rachel's in the chat, and she's commenting on the cosplay thing. She truly loved. They had a section where you could talk to pros and really ask questions.
Right.
Yeah.
It was that
Yes.
more personal, smaller
Yeah,
convention thing.
thing.
Yeah, we mentioned that
And the
briefly
person-
before you got here.
Yeah.
And so Rachel got to attend. So yeah,
And apparently the person that Rachel was talking to was like a big deal in cosplay.
a big deal. Okay.
It wasn't like just it was somebody.
It's not just some other random cosplayer. Yeah, it's somebody that you'd want to talk to and get some
Right.
advice from.
if you're a cosplayer,
if
right,
you're a
yeah.
cosplayer.
Well, we're talking about cosplay. Why don't we talk about some of the? I mean, this is a small convention, but people still break out the
Yes.
cosplay.
Some solid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Maleficent I thought was really nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah, solid.
Maleficent. Yeah.
Yep.
Probably the most original or inventive was Lydia Dietz as a Ghostbuster. Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which makes so much sense because
Yeah.
she'd
Yeah,
be boasting
yeah, that's-
Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
right?
so it was really nice.
Jason, what did you see?
I saw what's that video game? BioShock.
Oh,
that
yes.
was
Yeah.
cool. The little sister,
And
Big
big
sister.
sister, big sister, and there was a
A
little
big sister
too.
and a little sister
Yeah.
together.
There was a
yeah.
Spider-Man from Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miguel.
Morales.
Miles Morales.
With
Morales,
his
Morales.
hoodie and shorts on.
And he had the right shoes too.
Yeah, and I overheard him, and it sounds like he made that himself. I got a shot of him
You know
before I left.
what's
the
awesome
con.
about that is it looks handmade, but so was Miles Morales' outfit.
Right.
He
Yes.
just like painted it on the fly.
Right.
So like the handmade kind of raw craft of it was authentic because
it looked
that's
good.
how
It looked
Miles
very
Morales.
good.
It looked so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had the gloves that were just right. He looked
Right.
really, really good.
And that's the thing about this convention. I mean, there was a Pickle Rick guy and whoever the person was behind him. Who was
Mr.
the-
Meeseeks.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mr.
Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was plenty of stuff there, but everybody there went all out. They weren't doing it like, oh, this is a small con, I can just throw something together and everything. They were actually really trying to do a really good job with the cosplay, as opposed to you go to a big con and some of the people just throw on a Walmart Spider-Man outfit and I'm cosplaying. No, these people were actually taking the time to build costumes, put them together.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really
So I think Marcus
impressed.
in the chat is busting our chops. It sounds like a lot to look at. Funny the pictures didn't come.
Hey, I thought our verbal descriptions is painting the picture for him.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Like Bob Ross.
Yeah. They're all happy accidents.
clowns.
They're all
Happy
happy little
accidents.
accidents.
Well, maybe we'll throw some stuff up on Instagram.
Yeah, we have some
tonight,
photos.
tomorrow.
We'll put them up, Facebook and Instagram wherever we can, just
Yeah.
to satisfy. And we'll do a walk around for you as well.
Oh, one other cosplay I want to bring up is that Predator.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, really good Predator.
He had like
Really?
painted on abs.
Yeah, and he had the hair.
the hair thing, and he was carrying around a spinal cord and a skull.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty good. Like I said there was some people who spent
Solid
some time.
efforts for
A
sure.
lot of good Star Wars stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can always count.
Stubaka!
Stubaka says, "Hey fellers, good to have you here. We are in Lake City, Florida.
Captain Retro. Oh my God, that's the spinoff we need. Lydia starts her own squad
What
of
a Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. I'd watch the hell out of that. I'd watch that before Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
whatever the hell the most recent
one.
Ghostbusters.
The reboot.
Yeah.
The reboot.
The reboot.
Yeah.
Oh
It should
God.
not have been a reboot.
Yeah, so we're in Lake City, Florida at Infinity Con 2019. It's been one full day. Thanks if you're just joining us.
Sixth
Thanks,
anniversary,
Chewbacca.
right?
Sixth anniversary of Infinity Con.
Yep.
But still a whole day ahead of us, and we're just kind of doing the recap
Yeah.
of what has been going on. Something that's unique for us here that we hadn't done before. So we've done these conventions, and we go there, and of course we invest the money to be there. And we see all these other people selling stuff, and one of the first lines we use is, "Come on over, guys. We're not selling anything."
Usually.
Yeah, that's what we always said. And we're like, we need to fill the coffers. We need to pay for subscriptions to stuff and travel and things like that. So over
cons.
the last few months, we started generating original art. And so we have 3 pieces so far. I'll get there. And 3 pieces so far that are mashups of Gen X stuff.
Right.
Right? So we have one that's influenced by kind of a Jaws looking, kind of Gremlins looking, one that's based on Hellraiser, and they're mushed up with other Gen X things.
Yes.
I think they're great.
And
They're awesome. Yes.
we started selling stuff.
Yeah.
We did.
I couldn't believe it was so cool to see, not only are people coming and they're seeing our stuff and they're signing up for subscribing to the podcast, but also they are checking out the art.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, someone at the door. I think the interns are here.
Oh.
Go let the interns in, Mo.
It's either that or noise complaint. I'm not sure
it
which.
could be that.
Right.
Yep, it's the interns. So we sold several pieces. We had some because of our custom GenXGrownup cubes to sell.
Yeah.
Sold some of those and some little baby Rubik's cubes.
Those
Yeah.
are like
Yeah.
hotcakes.
Yeah.
Those are
Those were
hotcakes.
real
Yeah,
popular
they were real
with the
popular.
kids.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the thing that really made me feel good is like when people coming up, because these were ideas that we came up with. Like, we just were spitballing, trying to come up with.
That's right, yeah.
And watching somebody come and say, "That's cool."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
really
like,
fun.
"Oh my god, something
Yeah.
you did was cool."
Now they didn't always pull out their wallet, but just the
Yeah,
affirmation
exactly.
Yeah.
was worth
It would
it.
be it'd been cooler if they pulled out their wallet, but still,
Yeah.
that was nice too.
And some did. Some did. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few did, and I thought we have reasonable prices on the posters. They're 1 for $10 and 3 for $25. Which
That's right.
When you go to these conventions,
Definitely
that's
a
pretty
bargain.
standard.
That,
you know.
yeah, that's running, and they're really nice, heavy cardboard.
These are a little
Nice.
bit
Yeah.
heavier
Yeah.
stock than some of the other.
Yeah, and if you don't
posters
see
you'll
us at conventions, we're going to start listing these on our merchandise sites too, so you can
Sweet.
pick them up. So they're original art. They're one of a kind. One of a kind meaning you won't find them anywhere else but here.
Right.
We printed several of them.
if you do, tell us.
if you do, somebody else is printing them. That's
Yeah.
right. So that was really that was neat. That was a neat
It was
experience.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we made a little bit of money that will again start paying the bills for our stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, of course we have some advertising that we have, and we have our
We
wonderful
don't have
patrons.
a large overhead yet.
Yep.
But we need to start preparing for when we do.
The more
because
stuff
we're
we want to
close.
do, the more it costs.
Yeah.
And some of the people in the chat are other creators, and you know that, it's free to upload something to YouTube, but it's all the stuff before you upload something to YouTube costs money.
Yeah, all the equipment, all the stuff
All
you
the
invest,
gear,
your
the
time,
time, and the effort.
And we're
yeah.
doing some other things too. Like we just recently got picked up by a new network,
Yep.
so we're
Those
going to have to
podcasts,
continually
right.
upping our game.
Yeah.
And every time we do, that's going to cost money now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
But still, though, it was neat, and I think we learned a little bit from this one, and I think we started thinking about our next ideas
Sure.
and everything else. So it's just going to be a continuing thing, but it's fun though.
So Stubaka says, guys need to come to Dallas Con. I'll take you out to dinner.
I'll do that.
All right.
So DallasCon is run by the same people, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably the one that's run by the guys who run MegaCon.
Well, he just said any Dallas Con. Just say a specific one.
Oh, a
Just come to a Dallas Con
Okay.
for dinner. So it's wide open. Just pick
Okay.
one.
Oh, okay.
We'll just come out to Dallas. If we get dinner, I'll drive to Dallas.
Right, then the convention or not.
Yeah.
Just come out.
I don't need a convention.
I may fly to Dallas. That's kind of a haul, but still.
Yeah.
Appreciate the invite.
Yeah, so Captain's busting us for a bunch of e-beggars. Yeah, fine. Speaking of which, you dropped an arcade cabinet off a truck, cost money, as Chewbacca said. Yeah, we saw your centipede that fell off the back of the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was talking about he got it mostly fixed in the last live stream.
Oh, but still. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Cap likes to
rough.
come to the stream and talk more about him than us. He's a superstar. We know all that about him.
He's a rock
We know
star.
he's a rock star. We know that.
star.
It's okay, Cap. We love you.
Yeah, I'll get my top rep ready for Captain when we see him at SFGE next
Who's Marshall Tucker?
Who the hell's Marshall Tucker anyway? So let's talk about Smash Brothers. You mentioned that.
Yeah,
One of the
sure.
things you were looking forward to is you were planning on coming here and playing in a Smash Brothers tournament with your son.
I was until he realized how much I suck. And then he changed his mind. No. No, so
I was
my
thinking
son and
something
I,
smart.
it's been one of those things that we've kind of shared recently in the reverse order. Normally, as a parent, you're teaching your child about something that you're interested in or something they need to learn for a life lesson. For those of us who are geeks and nerds, we're teaching them about comic books or movies we like, TV shows, that kind of thing. But he is teaching me about this video game. I played the game when it first came out, the very first Smash Brothers. I vaguely remember it, but now it's this big global thing, right?
Yeah.
And they got these mega tournaments and people are super into it. He is one of the people who's into it. He's pretty decent. He's starting to get up into the middle echelons, I would say. He's enjoying it a lot, so he decided to teach me. For those of you who remember, we talked a little bit about how John tries to teach people about video games.
Oh yeah, especially combat games. Yes, he's a tiger mom kind of teacher.
And we have the certain phrase that we coined from the last one, whip whip dead.
Yes.
Right? So it's kind of that thing.
Whip,
but
whip,
my
stir.
son
Whip,
is
whip, stir.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, terrible.
So my son is actually teaching me in a very thoughtful, well organized manner. Like he wrote notes and all this stuff. It was great.
Okay, Dad, I'll explain this one thing at a time.
Exactly. I know you're slow, but here you go. So we come to this tournament. It turns out they don't have duos. They only are doing single.
Right.
It's only $5, but there are $500 worth of prize pool
Yeah, sure.
for the tournament.
That's cool.
He got to play today. He won his first match. Then he played the best player in the room in his second match, and he lost that one, but he didn't lose it bad. Like, he didn't get skunked 3-0. It was like 2-1 or something like that.
And it was kind of, he was outclassed from a character standpoint, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he was playing a character that he enjoys playing, but the character is not as powerful as some of the other characters the guys were playing in the game.
Yeah, but that's important. That means it's more fun.
Yeah.
For him, which is pretty cool.
Now, in his third round, where he did lose, I'm still mad.
I watched this. Yes.
So
You were visibly upset.
I was upset because he's playing against this kid, and for those of you who have played Smash Brothers, it's a damage system. So it's not points, it's as you hit somebody, their percentage goes up, more damage. And eventually you get to 100%, their damage meter turns red then, and it's... So we're doing this turn. He's got this guy up in 2 different instances. He's beaten the guy, and he's got him up to 200% damage, and the guy's still not dying. And I'm like, that's a bunch of crap. Because Michael gets up to like 80%, the guy hits him with a certain move, and Michael's character dies. I'm like, that's bullshit. What the hell, this rig? I'm ready to rip the braces out of this kid's mouth.
It's not the kid's fault, though.
Bullshit. It's all their fault.
George is playing Dance Mom with his Smash Brothers dad.
I was about to lose it.
Let me catch up on the chat here. So Captain Retro says, yeah, I'm a dick. Stubaka says Captain has almost as good a jingle as y'all. It's hard to beat Beefy, but Captain Retro's theme song, I believe Captain Retro sings that himself. If I'm not
he's a
mistaken.
musician. He's a real rock star.
Yes,
Have you heard of Marshall Tucker?
I know,
He's a
right?
pretty big fucking deal. I got to Rachel says, "Here, let me kick your ass." Signed, John. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my catchphrase. That's
Right.
I have it on a shirt, I think. On the,
Hey, you guys want to play Mortal Kombat? No. Oh, come on.
There's a new one coming out.
Yeah.
But it's brand new. I don't even know how to play it yet. We can all learn together.
Oh, right.
No.
He's like, oh, I didn't know fatality.
Stu Baca said, John teaches the humility of defeat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yes.
doing. I'm not kicking your ass. I'm teaching you
You know,
character.
I saw ABC's Wild World of Sports. I don't need you to teach me about
I
defeat.
know about the agony of defeat.
Right?
It's when the skier falls down.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Akita says you can get paid for playing game tournaments nowadays. Damn straight.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
This tournament has a prize, right?
$5 entry fee
For $500?
for a $500 prize pool.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
That's
Right,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool,
So
though.
they paid out today in today's tournament. It was first, second, and third. So my guess is probably like a 250, 150, 50 split.
Yeah, that's
you know,
good.
something like
Or something
that.
like that. Whatever
More
it
money,
is.
more
Yeah.
money.
I don't know if the 500 is split over the 2 days though, because there's
So
2 tournaments.
if your son wins tomorrow, that's all coming right back into the GenXGrownup coffers, right? Because we got him a free pass.
I believe there
I
is
think
a
that's-
percentage deal in place.
There is a cut. There's a sponsorship
Yes.
deal. So
But you are his agent, right?
I get that off the top. That's a different percentage.
Rachel says playing Tiger Dad. Cat Retro said never cared much for Smash. Cat Retro plays all the instruments. He doesn't just sing. It's all about him. Can we just sing the Captain Retro? Captain Retro. It's Captain Retro. That's it. There we go. That's the theme song. It's the Captain Retro Show. Is the name of it. Yeah.
And knowing is
Okay.
half the battle, apparently.
Yeah.
Knowing is half.
Knowing is half the battle. Yeah, there's 1/4 red lasers, 1/4 blue lasers, and then knowing.
Knowing
That's
is the other
bulk
half of the
it.
battle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Overwatch players have health insurance. I have heard about that.
Seriously?
What? Health
Oh, yeah.
insurance?
No, not just
Boyd.
yes. And that's their whole job. Like 20 hours a day, they just sit and practice Overwatch until it's time for a tournament. It's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good work if you can get it, I suppose.
I wouldn't do it. Are you kidding me? I would lose my mind every time one of those little braced kids I would just rip them apart every time.
So Stubaka, he's drawn an X and a D. I think that's a kind of emoji with like his eyes crossed, or it's a very weird way to draw a penis.
What the
like-
is wrong with
I'm not
you?
Okay,
sure.
that's no. That'd be beyond a weird way to draw a penis.
Well, it's a very weird way. Yeah, it's like a marathon bar.
I mean, it seems
in
to
the
me
middle.
that you're reaching a little bit.
I don't know.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, you can do the 11, 11, 11.
Where is your mute button, sir?
Are you going to mute me?
Yes.
Are you going to edit me out?
I need to. What the hell is wrong with
I
you?
suddenly regret coming over tonight.
Like, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to talk about XD Disney or something
No,
like
I'm
that.
not.
No,
It's just-
he goes the penis
All right,
route.
all
What
right.
are you doing?
So maybe it was an emoji. I'm going to say it was an emoji.
I hope
Let's say it was.
Stubaka
Yeah, let's say
doesn't
let's
matter.
say
just-
that it was an emoji.
All right, we'll just go with an emoji. All right.
Anyway.
So Captain Retro is claiming this stream now. So we'll pass it over to you and go.
And we're done.
Nope, nothing to say.
Okay,
well,
all right, fine.
well, we'll just pick it up from there then.
You had your chance.
Okay. Now, Rachel says they have excellent health insurance, the Overwatch dudes.
Yeah.
Cat Retro cracks, we crack him up.
All right.
Well, that's good. I hope no more than the requisite one crack. Stubaka said size doesn't matter when you're drawing those.
Well, that's
those
what he
weird
tells his wife
emojis.
anyhow.
Wow. So much for that, patron. Moving on. Stubaka says that's what I tell my wife anyhow.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, you were reading it.
I was reading it.
I thought you were smashing him. Okay, we're
What
good.
the hell?
I hadn't read that far.
Pay attention.
I hadn't read that far.
Oh my goodness! It's
you
in a list. That's the
Drop
problem.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Captain Retro's got a real
Cat
question.
Retro has a relevant convention-related question.
Oh, okay.
Hallelujah! You win the prize. What is your favorite thing at the con so far? Individual answers, please, Jason.
Oh, okay.
He's like the
Well,
first
I don't want
person at the
anybody to steal
restaurant that the
yours.
waiter comes up to. What
Yeah.
was your order, sir? And
He's like, oh, I've been
wait till-
texting. I don't know what I want yet.
Oh, I was supposed to look at the menu?
No, I zoned out when John was talking about penis emojis.
You did look flustered.
or flushed, one way or the other.
Potato, patata.
Potato, tomato.
Yeah,
Good.
my favorite thing has been hanging out with John, Mo, and George.
Oh.
But really, my favorite thing was looking
Okay,
at the comic.
his real favorite thing.
Go ahead. Kiss it. Apologize.
My favorite thing was looking at the comic vendors and meeting the Drawn and Paneled fans. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
cool.
pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, Mo, let's go with you next.
All right.
Favorite thing so far?
I had a. It was an emotional moment for me when
Ooh.
my daughter entered the trivia contest
Yes.
and she knew the answer to the novel that inspired Blade Runner.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm so proud of her.
Can I suggest for you a close second?
Yes.
We found a pop vinyl for Mo
Yes.
with his name on it.
Yes. My real name.
Yeah. So Mo is short for
Not your,
Maurice.
not your Gen X grown-up given name.
We
Yes.
found a pop vinyl that says Maurice.
And it's so rare to find
Now,
anything that says
I walked over and I
Maurice.
said, Mo, I found a pop vinyl that has your name on it. He's like, what? He's like, what character is it? I'm like, it's you. It says Maurice on it. It's the orangutan from Planet of the Apes.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome in and of itself. So he now has a pop vinyl with his name
Yes,
on it.
I-
Required. You had to buy it.
that was second. I mean, the Blade Runner thing was definitely first, but that was a close second.
Okay. George, favorite thing so far?
Whew, it's hard to boil it down to just one thing. I mean, there was a lot of fun today.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn between watching my son play in the Smash Brothers tournament and meeting the fans from the Drawn and Panel, because that was a nice thing, because
that's
normally
very cool.
we get people coming up and saying, oh, I saw you on Gen X Grownup. Like SFGE last year, I had a person come up and ask me to autograph his Samsung phone.
On his phone. With your finger.
Because
Not
he
like
was-
right on the phone.
Right,
On
yeah,
the screen. Yeah,
on
yeah.
the screen.
So he
And
wanted your signature for some
He
reason
took-
electronically?
He took a screenshot of the video and then wanted George to sign it with his finger.
Because
in paint.
John and I, the year before that,
That's
had
sketchy,
gone
though.
to... Well, no, we had gone... John and I had gone
know.
to Southern Fried Game Room Expo the year before, and it was just he and I, and we'd done a little road trip video, and so he wanted me to sign it. So,
That was cool.
meeting somebody who's a Drawn and Paneled fan, which is something that Jason and I created, conceptualized, and it's been a lot of fun, and we've only been doing... Like, we just released episode number 10 or 9 or something like
These
that.
guys can be insufferable now, John. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I mean, more insufferable.
I thought I
That's what
was
you're saying.
already. I mean,
Well, they're already comic book snobs. Now they're just regular snobs, too.
now we're important.
Oh, yeah.
Or impotent?
All right, so my favorite thing so far. Let me think. So
Were we asking you?
I'm
I
gonna-
didn't ask
I
John.
thought we were
wow.
on the next topic. No.
Wow.
John, what was your favorite thing so far?
Well, I will personally answer you, Mo, not the Drawn and Paneled snobs who didn't give a damn about me. You guys don't even listen. What?
Did you guys do a podcast? I didn't hear it.
We're doing it now. Don't get yourself uninvited. Probably my favorite thing was people looking at the original art that we did.
Oh,
like Mo,
sure.
you were saying, and they would walk by and they go, ooh, or they grab somebody and say, oh, look, they drag them back to look at something. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because we put a lot into to creating that and thinking about what to do in these mashups. So, like you said, if they opened the wallet, it was cool to see people look at our art
Yeah.
like people look at real artists' art.
Right.
Well, and the thing is that we kind of looked at it like what we thought was cool. And
Right.
because you never know if what we think is cool.
It's kind of validating.
Yeah, well, and we had 3 art pieces there. Just to be fair, originally we had probably 12 things on the list, right? Of different mashups.
And other stuff that's on the back burner we could still do.
Yeah.
Right.
And we just said, okay, these are the 3 things that we think are the most relevant, will have the widest appeal. Right. And they've really done well. All 3 of them have been, in my opinion, hits, regardless of the sales figures. Yeah. Just the people appreciating them.
Yeah, they get it. They get what we're trying to do.
You're like, oh, yeah.
It's like, oh my God, they understand
us.
Our
hope is that, it's symbiotic. Like, if they like what we do on our media, then they probably would like this media mashup stuff. And vice versa. If you like that media mashup stuff,
like what we do.
It's a natural transition to saying, hey, if you like that kind of stuff, let me tell you what we do on our podcast, our YouTube channel, right? So, so that's our stuff. So, yeah, great question, Cap Retro. And on the heels of that, he said he's claiming copyright because I sang his song.
Wow.
Oh. Hey, no problem. We'll edit that out of the rebroadcast just to avoid copyright infringement. So Marcus is saying now there's a penis route, apparently.
Oh,
oh, wow.
I guess we're referring back to the
penis,
XD, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Rachel says you guys need to do more live casts. This is great.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. We're pretty good.
We've talked a little bit about that. Some people had today at the convention, one person suggested that we make our older podcast
available on
the
YouTube, which I think we probably will do eventually. Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think we will do more of them anytime we're all together because it just naturally lends itself. It's easy coverage and.
Plus it's fun,
and we're naturally entertaining anyway. So why wouldn't you get together?
Yeah. Except for those Comic Sans,
Yeah. Drawn and paneled.
I know. I was doing a flashback.
Yeah. So Rachel said you're a big kiss ass for hanging out with us was your favorite thing there, Jason.
Right.
I said. Yeah, but it wasn't really.
Speaking of Comic Sans, Stubaka says he still misses Comic Sans.
Well, he says Sans Comics, so he didn't watch it very much.
The very next line, he corrected it, George. Look ahead. Come on.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
Give me hell for
I know Stubaka was one of our biggest fans on Comic Sans, and we would love to do that again. The only problem was the time that it took to create those episodes. It was,
and you're a naturally lazy person.
I am a naturally lazy person.
But you're planning on doing videos.
We're planning on doing videos that they're going to take snippets from the podcast and then overlay the videos or the images from the books that we're talking about. So that's something that's in the pipeline. But the Comic Sans stuff, it was hard, but it became like a 20-hour edit, and there was multiple camera setups and trying to figure out zooms.
And I had to sit on a phone book.
Yeah, Jason had to sit on a phone book.
That's a little behind the scenes.
Captain Retro apparently had to take off.
Is he? No, he's saying bye-bye checking account because he's going to sue us for singing his song. Oh. No. That was wishful thinking he's taking off. You're being mean to him. No, he then said, y'all are great at this and a bunch of jerks at the same time. That's actually what we're shooting for.
Yes.
That's the goal.
We have our tagline, you have to grow old, but you don't have to grow up. That's our hidden tagline.
Yeah, the back end is be great at it and be jerks at the same time. Yeah, and Kat, we're going to countersue. You just stole our second slogan. So,
there you go. Right? Yep.
Stubaka says, join the club. We have jackets. And Rachel said, Top Gear for nerds.
Is this what Top Gear is like? I don't know. I never watched that.
Is it? It's the personality.
Except not for nerds.
Not for nerds?
Yeah. It's for nerds.
For card nerds.
Card nerds.
Yeah.
Card nerds.
Everything is a nerd at some point, right?
So until we get some other questions, fantastic one from Cap. Thank you so much. So I have a question I want to go around. So a lot of vendors, great vendors here, and a lot of them are crafty vendors, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And there's lots of, you get your pop vinyl and you got your comic books, of course, which is cool. But the crafty kind of stuff is neat. And so I was curious what notable merchandise you saw for sale. Maybe you didn't spring for it. Maybe you're still thinking about it. Is there any vendors you saw with notable merchandise that you're like, oh, I maybe hadn't seen that before, or it's interesting to do, or whatever? So I'll go first because we started with Jason. I had to go last time, and nobody wanted to hear what I had to say anyway. So.
John, what's your opinion on this?
Well, thank you, Mo.
Sure.
Those snobs wouldn't ask me.
Of course
Can
not.
they see the bird I'm flipping you off right now? Can they see that?
We'll put it in the show notes.
We'll put it
I think my favorite thing that I saw, and I might be stealing George's, but he pointed it out to me.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
There's a booth next to us, and they're making these little wooden figures that look so much like the original Fisher-Price.
The little peg people.
Little peg people?
Yeah, the meeples or whatever you
right.
call them.
Originally would go in little cars, little plastic cars. I remember having these little wooden
hair kind of stuff.
And they make them and they paint them and they have like Star Wars ones and Walking Dead ones. And,
why don't they hit sets?
Stranger Things. Yes, like a whole set. Like a set of, they had a set of 4 Stranger Things boys dressed as Ghostbusters.
Yes, they did.
And so They're hand painted, and they go for, I don't know, $5 to $7 a piece, depending on complexity.
Right.
But original craft, and I think it's well worth it. I think for me that was the most notable notable standout of things we saw. That I'm like, I've never seen that before, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
So where do we go? Let's go, George. You're next.
Well, you just took mine, so fuck off.
Okay.
No.
Moving on. Anything else jumped out at you?
I mean, there was, there were your standard, there were your comic book guys and everything. There was one that, I'm not going to say it's unusual for a pop culture convention because it's become a more common thing, but there was a person who was selling candy from overseas.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Japanese candy.
Yeah, that's become kind of a thing. And that one stands out to me in a negative way. And the reason why is because having gone overseas now, and gone to the Philippines, I know what those things
what
cost.
they cost. Well, they had to import them too.
Yeah, but the import tax is not anywhere close to what they're charging. Not even if you include convention fee-itis and travel and everything.
Yeah.
No, it's like little box of things that are literally like a penny overseas. Are like $10.
Yeah,
you're out of your damn mind.
Every year when I go to Amsterdam, I bring back paprika Pringles because you can only get them there, and I stuff my suitcase with them because they're nothing over there, like $1 for a tube. Bob, how about you?
So
notable thing.
The thing I saw that was kind of interesting is just the. It's probably nothing special here, but just some of the art I thought was pretty outstanding.
The art of the GenXGrownup booth was great.
Oh, that was the best. That was the best. But the one actually, there was a guy right across from us that had their own new card game.
That was cool.
Was it a disaster card game or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a humorous.
We're checking with the intern. The name of that card game was. He bought one. He doesn't know.
Yeah, but it was like kind of like a disaster kind of thing, but it was like humorous and funny.
Yeah, there was one that one of the interns was telling me about. You're surrounded by disapproving, disappointed dads.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy hell, that was my life.
Well, I also heard something like there's like a cat chasing a ball of yarn, and then there was like a bigger ball of yarn chasing the cat or something.
Right, yeah.
All kinds of nutty stuff.
It was creative.
Yeah, but board games can be really cool. So, I mean, this was like a card game, not a board game, I guess.
Yeah,
in a box. And it was kind of a battle, screw your neighbor kind of thing.
Those people kind of already won us over because of them trying to help the people putting up the awning.
And then stopping.
And then the awning people put the curtain down between the tables like, we don't want to see you. Fuck you! Yeah. I really want to go rip that damn thing off the wall. I still want to cut it in the middle.
Jason, notable merchandise you saw for sale.
Well, I thought the performance art of putting up the
canvas. Performance art.
That's what that was.
Yes, it was an act.
This is an installation that we call incompetent canvas installation.
Inspired by Mighty Python.
And Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
I tend to look at the comics because I'm a comic guy, so some of the blinders are on, but I did see up front there was some boxes that somebody like decoupaged with comic panels.
Oh yeah,
right, yeah. Saw that.
And those were pretty cool. They didn't have any Spider-Man ones, but it was still pretty cool.
So they weren't that cool.
No, they were cool because
second tier cool.
It's one of those things you see that you're like, oh, I can do that when I'm not researching for drawn and paneled.
That's right.
But no, so I like seeing stuff like that you can get kind of get the creative juices flowing.
Right. Sure. Yeah, that was neat. Yeah, Cap Retro in the chat, he's like, great, now we're all broke and nerds. At least we're funny.
Yeah. Take what we can get.
So Marcus also drew some sort of emoji. I'm not going to tell you what I think it looks like.
That's the ship from Galaga. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my first
Alternately, it could be.
No, it's the ship from Galaga.
Right?
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
How come there's not two of them? He got double shooter? No,
it's single shooter.
It's the single shooter.
Marcus doesn't need double shooters. He's that good.
It's a single shooter. All right, Cat Retro said, another great question. When you guys meet actual celebs, not counting him.
Okay.
Have you ever
I'm glad
had...
he qualified that.
Right. Have you heard about his musical prowess?
Just ask him. Is he a musician?
He'll tell you all about it. Have any of you had butterflies or been super geeking out on the inside? When you see
you want to do individuals
celebrities.
On this?
Just anybody have anecdotes?
I mean, John, you and I kind of met almost 30 years ago at this point.
Yeah,
we're old as dirt, first of all.
Yeah.
But we met in a Star
And not
Trek
fresh
club.
dirt.
Not fresh dirt, no. This is like
dried out, cracking desert dirt.
The other dirt goes, damn.
That is some effed up dirt.
That is some old dirt.
Now, so we met in a Star Trek club in the aughts or like
90s.
19
90s.
The 90s?
Yes.
I thought it was the 1900 something.
In the 1830s. In my day, we rode a horse to the conventions.
So early on in Tallahassee, there used to be these one-day conventions that would come there. Trekorama was what they were called. And they were exactly what you would think about. It was a cash grab for this guy. He was just running from one place to another, grabbing a celebrity, an A-list celebrity of Star Trek at the time.
Yeah,
he brought people
we saw Jimmy Doohan. We
Jimmy
saw William Shatner once, yeah.
I think because we were involved on the back end of that, as far as we were helping him set things up.
You said
we're
back end.
Okay. Mr. Gallagher's ship, I'm done with you. So, no, but I think because we were involved with all the production and the moving around with people and everything, I think that kind of really quickly killed that for me. I don't have the butterflies when I meet one of these people because my earliest memories of meeting some of these people are like, oh, Mr. Shatner, okay, yes, I'll go get you a towel because you're naked, and I don't want to see that anymore in your hotel room.
Wow, you had a totally different William Shatner experience than I did. Because I didn't want to get him a towel.
Oh, gee.
No, but what I was going to say was I was thinking a similar thing. The only person I ever got like really like starstruck by was when the first time I met Alan Parsons. Who was like my musical, I mean, other than Captain Retro, my musical idol.
I can't think of a single celebrity that I've met that I've been starstruck, though.
And I've met him several times now. That was like the first real big celebrity in my life that I met.
Yeah.
But then beyond that, all the others, I mean, now I'm just like, I don't even want your autograph anymore. I used to even get autographs. It's not that I don't respect them or like them. I'm just like, oh, look, there's that guy. Yeah. That's cool.
And I don't need comfortable talking to them.
Yeah, I don't need a memento. I don't need anything. You know, I think I've met enough of them now that it's just like, oh, they're regular people. I get it.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you don't meet them very often, you don't realize they're regular people. There's like, oh, that's that TV person. And they're just dudes. That their job is TV crap.
Mo, what about you?
So, maybe because I'm older than the rest of you, it's like I definitely am like kind of over it.
Sure.
as far it's cool to meet them.
Now, I will say though, you seemed I won't say starstruck, but you seemed a little happy about Stan Lee last year.
Oh yeah,
it's Stan Lee. Come on.
Okay, let me take that back. Yeah, I did a photo op with Stan Lee, and it was just cool because I read comics way back in the day.
And thank God you got it.
Yes,
right. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
But he was just funny and engaged. I mean, he was like 90 something at the time. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah.
Jason, celebrity experiences. You over it? You get butterflies?
Well, I'm kind of shy when I meet anybody and not super talkative at first, and so it's kind of the same with celebrities. So I've met a few.
I have to say you've overcome that with us very well.
Yes, well, it's because I don't like you and I just
damn. Hey, listen, really, the feeling is mutual.
Yes.
Pour out the A1 sauce.
That's gonna sting.
But I just kind of do small, like, oh, thank you, or, nice
just
to meet you.
Your appreciation, yeah.
Yeah, I don't try to carry on conversation.
I want to riff off of that question just for a second.
Okay.
So we talked about positive encounters. What about the negative celebrity encounters? Because I know I've got one, but I'm wondering, have any of you guys had any negative celebrity encounters where they weren't friendly, maybe they were rude, or
I definitely have sometimes, but I never take it too personally. I chalk it up to everybody is clamoring for their attention, and
it's got to get old.
I'm sure that I would be. I mean, I'm normally such an easygoing, friendly guy all the time, but I'm sure that I could probably ease into the being a prick range of people who are constantly Mr. John. I'm like, get out of my face.
I can see you going snipey with them. I wouldn't say a jerk, but I can see you being like snippy and making little quips.
I can see me doing that too. So you brought it up. You experiences like that.
Well, I have one in particular. So Jason Isaacs. If anybody knows him, he's father of Draco Malfoy, Captain Orca.
So, Lorca. He's not a whale.
Orca, whatever.
Captain Orca.
That's how much I think of this guy. Anyway.
He lives at SeaWorld. Captain Orca.
So, he was at MegaCon 2 years ago.
Okay.
And he had this thing where, like a lot of the celebrities, they have the option for you to get an autograph or to take a selfie with them, and there's different charges. Sometimes they offer a combo deal. Like, maybe it's $40 for one thing, $40 for the other, but if you buy both, it's $60. That kind of a thing. And that's all fine. And I wanted to get his autograph because I was a fan, especially from the Harry Potter films, and Event Horizon was one of the things that I really enjoyed in it.
Right.
So when we were there, I went to go get his autograph, but I didn't want to do the selfie. But I did want to take a picture of him signing the autograph. And so I asked his handler if that was okay before I got up to the table. And she said, oh, yeah, that's fine. Because sometimes you want it for authentication purposes. In case you decide to sell the autograph later, you can say, yes, this is really Jason. Now you can show the proof. Not that I was going to, but I just wanted the picture of him signing it. I go to take the picture, and the man loses it. Like, literally, he was like, hand on the phone.
Wow.
Like, do not take a picture of me. What's wrong with you? I'm like, okay, first of all, fuck off. I'm going to knock you out of that chair. Second of all, she told me I could take the picture.
More autograph line fights with George.
Well, I know, right? That's a whole new podcast. No, she stood up. She said, yeah, I told him he could take it. And he's like, no, that's not what we're doing here.
Wow.
And then he walked off because I was like one of the last people to get his autograph.
Damn.
Maybe he was hangry at that point.
So did you get your autograph or no?
I did get the autograph. He had signed it. Right. He was signing it while I went to take the picture, and that's when he...
I see.
But I don't think that happens very often. Most of the celebrities are pretty nice.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm always impressed. Honestly, I'm always impressed when you get to see these celebrities and they're just awesome people.
Yeah. Summer Glau was that way.
I mean, they're here voluntarily.
And they really
they're making huge bank, but compared to, unless they're on the way down celebrities, they don't need that money.
Right.
Yeah. So some more comments in the chat. Let me catch up a little bit. So first, Marcus is asking, what are we going to buy him with all the cool merchandise that we saw?
I think we should buy him the opportunity to buy some of our artwork.
Sounds good.
I think, we're gonna. So you're saying we're not gonna buy him anything? We're gonna sell him something?
Oh, I was trying to. Yeah.
Here's an update. So Kenneth is saying it was called Danger the Card Game, the game we're talking about. Our friends across the aisle from us.
Right.
And then some recap. Marcus had drawn a little thing in chat that we're unclear what it was.
No, we're not.
And
we're totally not. No, we're clear.
Marcus said maybe that was the bird that George was flipping me. He was drawing. That could be.
Nice. Okay.
All right, I will go with one of those two.
And then Stubaka said John has a dirty mind, but he saw a penis there too.
All right, that's not really good validation. I mean, anyway. Okay.
By the way, Krillin64 has joined us. Great to see you here, Krillin.
Nice.
So Marcus said the nerd contest may have been won by the guys who met at the Star Trek Club. That's us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, George, the Trek Club red shirt. He's wearing a red shirt right now. How did you know?
Wearing a red shirt.
Oh my god, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you.
Yeah.
I think one of my uniforms was... I think my first uniform was a red shirt uniform.
So Marcus asked, which one is going to get Kirk a towel? The red shirt, of course.
Yeah. Yep.
Catherine Retro said, Jason is my new favorite. He keeps it real. By how he really admires us and kisses our butt? Yes, absolutely.
That's what I'm here for.
So Krillin
met
says,
Jonathan Brandis once as a kid.
All right, somebody's going to have to educate me.
Jonathan Brandis. Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
Oh,
interns? Jonathan Brandis. Look it up.
Sequest. I think he was on Seek, the kid on Sequest.
Oh, okay. The young kid that had the feather haircut and everything?
Yes.
I remember that.
So this is a fascinating story I have to tell. So our...
That's him.
That's him, yeah.
Intern showed us a picture. Thank you very much, Krillin.
So Rachel shares an experience with someone who was standing at our table, and she was in her cosplay. She was Mrs. Captain America as a geisha.
Yes.
Great cosplay. We've had it
very original
on our social before and showed her off. And while he was talking to me about Gen X GrownuP, he had his phone out taking pictures of her on the sly.
Well, like in
a creepy way.
Yeah, he was.
And she's like, I can pose for you. I can, do whatever. And he says, no, I like candid shots. And she was a little creeped out by that, understandably.
Yeah.
I think we all were.
Marcus said that WWE has a contract on the way. The way you're dropping the hammer in the autograph lines.
That would be fun. I would enjoy WWE.
Marcus says, damn it, Mo. Look, hey, Mike has joined the chat. Hey.
Nice.
Said I had a Twitter interaction with Shatner. He was basically a douche.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. They say, William Shatner.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all he kept referring to him as.
Right.
So we had some Jonathan Brandis, Ladybugs, Neverending Story 2, Sidekicks.
Yeah, Sidekicks, that's right. Yeah.
He passed by suicide, apparently.
Oh.
Oh.
Jerry Doyle. Love Jerry Doyle. I was thinking about him
He was
today.
great. Yeah, Jerry
Okay.
Doyle bought a round for me and a bunch of gamers at a con once.
So
Okay,
I got
anybody
a
who
Jerry
buys you
Doyle
around
story.
is a cool guy.
Yeah.
First of all, got a Jerry Doyle story that was really cool. We went
Okay.
and saw him at one of the Trekoramas, but it was
That's
not
right.
Trekoramas. It
No,
was
it was a Volcon.
Volcon.
That's right.
Back in the day.
Back when he was in Babylon,
Babylon
5.
5.
That's right.
He
Okay.
tells the best story about acting ever. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's really an actor anymore. I haven't seen him in a long time doing anything, but he has a great story about being an actor on set. Somebody asked him, "Is being an actor hard?" And he started
Jerry
laughing.
Because he's dead.
No, wow. So anyway,
Oh, yeah, yes.
he had this great story where he was talking about. They asked him, "Is being an actor hard?" He started laughing a little bit. Was former military, I believe he was a pilot or something in the military.
Okay.
And he starts talking. He says, "Well, let me tell you what my day is like. First of all, somebody calls and wakes me up. They send a car over to my house. They pick me up. They put me in my car. They bring me to work. They tell me what clothes to put on. They put makeup on my face. They bring me over. They let me eat some food. They stand me in front of some lights and a camera. They tell me what to say. If I do it wrong, I just do it again. No big deal."
And then they pay me. And they pay me. Yeah.
When I was a pilot, if I did that wrong, I and everybody with me died. So no, being an actor is not hard. I
better.
love that story to this day. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's a shame he passed away.
Did
Yes,
he really?
Chewbacca said heart attack, if memory serves.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
60 years old.
Man, and he was a fun person too. He was super real, really nice guy.
Yeah,
Damn,
so yes,
that's
several mentions about both Jonathan Brandis and Jerry Doyle here in the chat. Yeah,
Yeah.
both passed. It's,
Alex Kingston, we've got. Is that a question? What's that?
an answer? Is that a question from the intern?
What?
Oh, a
Oh.
previous question.
Oh,
that we
there was a
missed.
question
We missed
elsewhere that
one?
we missed. Did she
Intern
answer?
on the ball.
Not previous question, a statement.
Previous statement.
I don't understand where
Fill us
you're
in.
saying.
Just
Yeah.
say it out loud with your big girl words.
Use your words.
The lady who plays River Song. I
Oh,
think her name is Alex Kingston.
Oh, the
That's
lady who plays-
coolest reaction I've ever had.
Interaction.
Oh, there we go.
okay.
Oh, so the lady who plays River Song has to be the coolest, and Alex Kingston was her
I got
name.
you.
Got it.
oh
Got
yeah.
it.
Actually, I remember that one because we were getting autographs at MegaCon for it, and
Okay.
they said she's just a beautiful woman on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
and she went up there. You know the whole thing with the pictures, like you're not supposed to
Right.
take pictures, not supposed to do all this stuff.
Right, yeah,
She
yeah.
walks out, stands up on the table, and says, "Take pictures." And just like throws her arms out. Everyone pulls the camera, starts snapping pictures.
That's like a John Barrowman move. If
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
ever
big
seen him
time.
at a convention,
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, he's
the
hilarious.
same way.
What is this? Chewbacca says, "I'm looking at the autographed photo of Jerry above my desk."
Damn,
nice.
dude.
Very nice.
Nice.
That's cool.
That would be one autograph that I would want if it was available.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we have a big question we're going to do here at the end, just like we did on the last show. But first, we want to take a second to do some call-outs to friends who are here at Infinity Con.
Sure.
So next door to us, we talked about there's a really cool crafty folks, the ones that had the little peg people.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's two groups, Pegs, Prints, and Plushies. And From Heart to Art are in the booth right
Yeah.
next door to us. Super nice ladies.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the ones who said they saw you guys on the road trip last year,
Yeah.
and who said sitting next to you is like being next to radio personalities. That was
They said
funny.
we have faces made for radio.
yeah,
Awesome,
well, that's
great.
Yeah.
And some comics folks are here.
Yeah, so Cosmic Times, a friend of the
Yeah.
show, we're going to be bringing them on for some interviews on Drawn and Paneled soon.
They did
And
that nerd trivia that
Yeah,
we're
they
so
did.
proud
They
of.
did nerd
That's
trivia.
right. Yeah.
And then Pet Piranha, Jay Magnum, he's been tweeting and reposting all our Facebook and
Yes,
Twitter
he's-
stuff. He was on one of our early
Super
episodes.
nice. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
great
Astral
person.
Genesis.
Really,
was
yeah.
his guest.
Talk about a friend of the show. What a good
Yeah.
guy.
Very nice
Absolutely,
guy.
really good. And then also Daytona Comic Con people were here. They were selling
yeah.
some of their comics, but they are running their own convention in April, the 13th and 14th. It's more vendor centric, so there are some panels, but it's mostly centered around buying.
Not so much celebrities. It's about
Yeah.
all the cool.
Yeah, not really any
vendor stuff,
celebrities.
yeah.
It's all vendors, so comic books and toys
Okay.
and that kind of
art.
stuff.
And, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great vendors if you want to collect and buy stuff for your collection.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, very cool. All right. So with that, then, is what I come to. I think on the last live stream, I think T2 had a great question. What do we got? So first, Marcus said he convinced you he's going to become an actor.
Yeah.
Jerry Doyle's story rang
You totally
true.
should, Marcus.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Yep.
Live your dream, man.
Yep. And Cat Retro says have a rad night and time at the con. Make sure you plug me 3 or 4 more times. Come to your booth. It'll help me out. And he is a dick.
Yep.
Well, hey, we can't argue with that.
Are we?
Wait,
Are we
just the
plugging
last
his,
part or the whole thing?
I can't argue with any of it.
I thought we were plugging his dick. What are we doing?
Whoa! Whoa!
Man, that's what he said.
Whoa.
Too far.
Not cool.
Wait. Okay.
Not
You
cool.
did the XD dick, and I'm not cool.
Yes. At least I didn't make Mr. Shatner cover his. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Right,
So
anyway.
in the last live chat, T2 was in the chat, and he had a
Yes.
great question. He said, when the rubber hits the road, here's the question. You talk about the convention, the stuff you saw, the people you met, the things you did. Would you come back again next year?
Yeah, it's a good question.
And that's the measure of how good a time you're having. What's it
All
like?
right. You want to go around the retreat?
Let's go. Let's start with Mo.
Sure. I mean, especially after Pensacon, which I was really doubtful I would go back to.
Right.
This one came last year, had a great time. This year had a great time, so I would definitely be back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I didn't get to go last year. I didn't get to come to this last year. I was on the road doing something, travel, work, whatever it was.
They got to invite him.
Oh, maybe I just didn't get invited. That could be it too. Yeah. So much for that, keeping that a secret. I find that I love the small conventions more than anything else because the thing we do at conventions is we like to talk with people, interact, and when there's
you never guessed me like to
when
talk.
there's a finite number of booths and places to go, people will stop and talk, and they'll come by 2 or 3 times. You'll see the same people, and you can you talk to them earlier about something and go, hey, I know you. And so you can almost like build these little micro relationships with people.
It's almost like goldfish. They have the memory loss every 30 seconds. Come back around.
Yeah, I can't subscribe. It says I already am. Yeah. That's, so the long and short of that is absolutely, I would come back again next year. Yeah,
Sure.
if I was invited back, I would definitely be here. It's a fun time and well run.
Yep.
Yes, I definitely would come back. This
Yeah.
is my 3rd or 4th time coming to this con, and I think it's well run. The organizers are great, and it's not that far of a drive.
No, it's not bad for either one of us. Kind of right in the middle of Tallahassee and Jacksonville, our 2 home bases. Myself, I would absolutely come back. They're actually planning on doing a 1-day convention in Tallahassee in June.
I bet you go to that.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and help promote it with them a little bit, and maybe do some GenXGrownup, Drawn and Paneled stuff there. So
Awesome.
Yeah, it looks to be really fun. These guys are super great. They're super nice. They make the experience fun for their celebrities. Yeah. They make the experience fun for the vendors, and they make it fun for their guests. So all in all, it's one of the better conventions to go to.
Yeah, agreed. Stu Baca has to run. Stu, thank you
Nice
for
to
being
see you,
here. He
Stu.
says keep
Thank
up
you,
the
Stu.
great work. Jack HP says, I met you guys at this con. Great to
Nice.
be here.
Awesome.
That's cool. I'm sorry you caught us at the end of this, but that's okay. This entire live cast will be up on the, it's on YouTube, obviously, but it'll be on our live podcast
as well.
stream. That you can, if you go and check on iTunes or Pocket Cast or Google Play or whatever.
I've heard some people now calling it Apple Podcasts now.
Apple
I don't know if that's a
Podcasts?
new thing.
Well, I
Yeah,
know
some of the
Google
podcasts-
Podcast is a thing. iTunes
Yeah.
is still iTunes. Maybe Apple has
No,
an
it
app.
actually it's a separate app.
They have a
now.
separate app now,
Yeah.
like Google did. Anyway,
Yeah.
you can hear the whole thing later if you're subscribed to us.
If you're one of those 5 people
out
that
there.
uses Apple Podcasts.
So Marcus had another great follow-up question. I know we said that was our last one, but we had a great
Okay.
listener question.
What do we got?
So on the celebrity tip, we're talking about that. He's like, who have you wanted to meet at one of these, but you still haven't? And he's restricting that to only someone you have a reasonably good chance of actually
yeah.
meeting.
Okay, actually,
Right.
I have one.
So like, I would like to meet Barack Obama at one of these. Probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, Mo.
No, I mean, one I would like to have met was Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like a good guy. He seemed like somebody you could hang out with and just talk.
Got a great
Yeah.
catchphrase. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
So he wouldn't get along with Captain Retro.
No. But he's one that at a convention you have a reasonable chance of meeting.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Sure.
that's who I would
Yeah, George and I have met him, but we met him before his second life as an internet personality.
Yes.
We met him as a
Star Trek guy.
Star
Star
Trek
Trek.
guy.
Yeah, when
he's,
he was still young.
he's almost become a different personality.
Yeah, very much so.
a little bit. So,
Yeah.
anybody else have somebody they who would like to have met,
Or like to meet.
like to meet?
Well, not exactly a celebrity.
Okay.
This is more in the comic book realm because
Okay.
that's more of what the guys I go are.
Yeah. Well, that's your niche. That's
That's
what you're,
more my niche. I would like to meet Todd McFarlane.
Oh,
the
sure.
Oh,
creator-
actually, that's a good one. Yeah.
The creator of Spawn.
That's a
Yeah.
celebrity.
Yeah,
I still count that as a
kind of
celebrity. He's
he's
known-
more of a celebrity. Yeah.
He's
People
known
know who
outside
he is
comic
outside of
circles,
comics.
Yeah, I would like to meet Todd McFarlane.
Okay.
Good one.
Yeah.
So what about you guys?
I think, based on how things are going right now, I think, we're staying on the MacFarlane lane, I would like to meet Seth MacFarlane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, like I like Family Guy, but it was not because of Family Guy, but his work in the Orville, the subtlety of his acting
yes.
in that, and how much I'm a fan of the Orville. I think there's a good chance now that he's huge and doesn't have time for things like this. But if he were to show up
He's
to
now
one,
in the realm of conventions.
that's
with
right.
the sci-fi
I would
shows.
want to.
That's
I
a
would
good
want to
point.
meet him for his entire body of work, but specifically because of stuff in the Orville. Now he's somebody who I see there that I would like to see.
Actually, I can tell you right now that if they had like a panel with the cast of the Orville,
OrvilleCon?
Oh my
I'm
God,
there.
I would
yeah,
be there. in a
Yeah, I'm there.
heartbeat.
How about you, George?
I've got kind of a duo, really. I
Okay.
would like Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
we had
Yeah.
an off-shot chance to meet him at the very first MegaCon I went. They were supposed to be there. They asked the MegaCon people if they could come and attend, and the MegaCon people told them no.
Right, idiots.
Oh, wow.
Which
That
was
before they
completely
that was
weird.
before
Dumb.
the new company took over. I bet.
No, it was the new company.
Really?
It was the first year of the new company, and
the hell
it
would
was
they do that?
completely weird. It was random. It was out of nowhere. The only reason why I know that story is because they had sent their con representative had a table to sell some of their merchandise for things like Con Man, which was
Oh,
a
right.
big show on the
Yeah.
internet at
That was
the
a great
time.
show too. I like
Yeah, and so he was there and he was selling stuff for me. He told me the story about it. But I've never had another opportunity to meet those two people, and I'm a huge fan of Firefly. But even outside of Firefly, those two guys from that show have gone on to do such tremendous
Pretty
work.
much everybody on that show has gone on to do some really good
Well,
stuff.
I mean, yes, they've all done, but those two guys, I think,
Oh,
are the
yeah, I
pinnacle.
agree,
next
yeah.
to Gina Torres, those three have really gone on to super stellar careers from there.
Yeah.
Gina Torres, I have met because she was at MegaCon, so that was fun. But those two guys, I haven't had a chance to meet. And if nothing else, because Nathan Fillion, he seems like
A
the
nice
guy we
guy.
were talking about,
Just
the
a nice
John
dude.
Barrowman.
Just a nice dude, yeah.
He just seems like the guy who would just be friendly and
Yeah.
inviting. And
So-
Tudyk,
So in the chat, Rachel said she'd like to meet Uncle George. Is that you?
that is me.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just a real shot at meeting you.
Well,
does he have the time?
I don't know. I need to check my.
Just don't be a
schedule.
jerk. Don't be a jerk when she meets you.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
and Ken
I
would like to
take-
meet-
Can I take the candid shots over? Is that?
No, that's
No.
totally
No.
off the table. Off the table.
I will answer that question.
And Kenneth says he'd like to meet Ryan Reynolds.
Actually,
That'd
he'd
be
be
cool.
pretty
Oh,
funny too.
Ryan Reynolds.
That'd be
Yeah.
That might be hit or miss. He might be a super jerk. I don't know.
I don't think
he
he
seems
is.
He seems like a nice.
maybe.
I think he's a nice
He
guy.
seems
If
like
he
he
was
could
going
go
to be a
either
super
way.
jerk, you'd have probably heard that story by now.
You're probably
Yeah,
right. You're probably
yeah.
right. You're probably right.
So
Yeah.
I think out of all of this, though, we definitely need to start pushing for that Orville Con somehow.
I think so.
Right?
You know, if you, anyone from the Orville happen to be listening to this, on that off chance,
So Rachel cleared up. She doesn't want to meet me. Apparently, she wants to meet Sulu,
Well,
George Takei.
how about
Sakai.
we do both?
We could do both.
We do both. We
Ha,
could
ha,
have a
Meeting of the Georges.
a panel of the Georges. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll say George Michael, but he's dead. Anyway,
We can't do that.
Wow.
So, really like the live chat. Rachel was right, says Marcus. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we'll do this when we
Nice.
can. Something when we're together. All right. So, I think it's going to really wrap it up for
Yeah.
kind of a slice of what? InfinityCon 20, what the hell year is this? What InfinityCon 2019, the sixth year, has been like. And if you're anywhere in the North Florida, South Georgia area within a couple hours drive,
It's
at least.
worth the trip.
Well worth the trip.
There's still another day.
A whole
tomorrow.
other day, all day tomorrow.
It's worth hour and a half, 2 hour drive.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that, we will be back with our regularly scheduled podcast every Thursday. Drawn and Paneled. George and Jason will be every Wednesday.
Yep.
Like
New comic
clockwork.
book day. Yep.
Yep. So I hope you will subscribe, check that stuff out, give us a thumbs up on this YouTube live stream if that's where you're watching us. Subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher and all those cool places that you can possibly do
On the
that
interweb.
stuff. And
Uh-oh.
what's going on? Seth MacFarlane goes to San Diego Comic Cons. Ken is saying, "All
Yeah,
right,
but you can't even get tickets.
I got to check my frequent flyer miles." then,
John
so.
can get tickets to that.
He's got
John went to the world premiere of Wreck-It
Wreck-It
Ralph
Ralph.
2.
This is
Now,
true.
it was, in fairness, it was just an early screening, not the world premiere. But I did go to
Was
Hollywood
it?
to see it.
Hold on. Was
I
it
did
a
go.
premiere?
Yes.
Was it in the world?
Okay.
I'm done. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Public domain, people.
That's not what it means. Thank you, everyone who joined us live, and those of you listening to this on the replay. We appreciate you so much. I am John. Jason, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. What are you buying me for dinner?
We'll find out in a minute. We'll find out. Mo, appreciate you.
Always fun, man.
George, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir.
And fourth listener and viewer, you know we appreciate you most of all. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.